Hello, welcome to all. Today we see the PHP chapter 7. Listen. Looping structure. Before I start this lesson, in this lesson you learn for loop, while loop, for each loop, do while loop. Examples should be given in our book. You should be properly I show in lab, in our lab work after reopening the school. I show in the lab work. Now you watch the theory only. Okay, in this lesson topic is looping structure. The learning object of this lesson are to understand the importance of looping structure, to know different type of looping structure in PHP, to know the basic fundamental logic creation using the looping structure. The three object learning object we learn in this lesson. What is looping structure? Is a three more question to you. Loop structure in PHP is an iterative control structure that involve execute the same block of code a specified number of times. Loop that it iterate for fixed number of time. It also called as bounded loop. Normally, for example, if you count the number 1 to 10, you add this number 1 plus 2 plus 3 like this. So you show the result is a repeating process. So it's an example to you, looping structure. Elaborately, we learn the example one by one. In PHP, the looping structure can classified as 4 types. What are they? For loop, while loop, for each loop, and a do while loop. First one, for loop. The for loop is used when you know how many times you can execute a statement or block of the statement. Number of times count. For example, the for loop syntax is for init, counter, test counter, increment counter. So here simple, the counter is the variable name, init, keyword, test keyword, increment keyword, and the code to be executed. And then parameter. Very simple, it should be explained in parameter. Init, counter, initial the loop, initial counter value. For example, I equal to 1. Testing counter, evaluate for each iteration of the loop. I is less than or equal to 10. It evaluate the true or condition. Continue. If it is false, the loop is end. Increment plus 1. Increment the loop of the counter. For example, if you count 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5. In this example, init counter I equal to 1. Testing condition I is greater than or equal to 5. And then increment I equal to I plus 1. That's all. And then it should be explained in the flow chart for loop. Initial action, here I equal to 0, loop I is less than or equal to 100, statement welcome to, and then action I plus plus like this. It should be explained, very simple explain. And then next one, for each loop. For each loop is exclusively available in PHP in the many used for looping through the value of an array. Array can be explained, array can be implemented in for each loop. It's an especially it should be not in Python, it should be in PHP only. So the loop iteration depend on each key value pair in the array. For each pair loop iteration, the value of the current array element is assigned to $value variable, and the array pointer is advanced by 1 until it reaches the end of the element. It means very simple, array value can be explained in for each loop. The syntax is for each array as $array as value means variable name, code to be executed. And then the for each construct, it's an information to you. For each the construct provide an easy way to iterate over array. For each work only an array and object, and will issue an error when you try to use it on the variable with the different data type or an unauthorized variable. For example, if you count numbers, 10 numbers, it should be implemented in the for each. And then another information, the PHP loop often when you write code, you want to same block of code to run over and over again in a row. Instead of adding several almost equal code line in the script, we can use the loop to perform a task. It means the repeated statement can be explained in the for each loop. And then next one is an important to you. It's a 5-mark question. Important 5-mark question. Explain while loop in PHP. The while loop execute a block of code as long as the condition specified in the while statement. Here the while condition statement updation. First one initialization, while testing condition. Third one if it is true, if it is false. And then last one updation. You see the syntax while condition is true, the code is to be executed like this. And then next one is an important to you. Once again, it's an important 5-mark question. Do while loop. Explain do while loop. The do while loop is always very similar to the while loop, but execute the block of the code at least. You see, you refer. If you see the while loop, the condition is at the beginning. If you refer do while loop, the condition is at the end, at least once before the condition. So hence the condition is evaluated only at the time of exit of the each condition. You see, the condition is at the main difference of the while and do while is, if you see the while loop, the condition is at the beginning. You see while condition. If you refer the do while loop, the condition is at the end. It is the main difference to you for the while and do while. Okay. The do while loop, it always very similar to the while loop, but execute the block of the code at least once before evaluating the condition. Here the condition is evaluated only at the time of the exit of the exit means at the end. You see, start loop do, if condition start loop, start loop, stop loop. Start, it should be start at the beginning. Do while run the loop code first and check the condition. If it is true, do something. If it is false, stop. Okay, like this. Okay. The syntax of the do while is do. Code to be executed while condition is false. Very simple. The condition is at the end. Okay. Session over. Very simple. Once again, I repeat. In this lesson, you learn for loop, while loop, for each loop, do while loop. Don't worry. All the program in this lesson should be explained in our lab properly while we are in the school. Okay, thank you.